1, 2, 3. Let me turn that down. That's loud. Hello, hello, hello. Yep, and a very warm welcome. Blah, blah, blah. Lake Taihu, located in the southern part of the Jiangsu River Delta. Oh my God, what's happened here? Give me the breakaway, somebody. Two in the break. Jenny, I'm hearing you. Speak, Jenny. Jenny, I'm hearing you. Jenny, speak, please. Jenny, Jenny, Jenny. Hello, Jenny. I can sort of hear you. I can sort of hear Jenny speaking. Can you get her to speak to me now? Can you get... Jenny was speaking there, I could hear her there. Just, yeah, she's talking to somebody. Can you just check if that's her trying to speak to me or that's some microphone that's on? Yeah, Jenny, I can hear you. Jenny, I'm hearing you. Jenny, Jenny, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny, I can hear you. Jenny, Jenny. Jenny, yeah, that's you, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny, I can hear you perfectly. Yeah, I can hear Jenny. She's counting 27, 28, yeah. Yeah, checking it. I can hear it. Oh! Just in case it goes tits up. Yeah, Jenny, I can hear you fine. This is loud. Levels are all over the place. Hello, yep, Jenny. So we have a group away. as if it's settled down before we went on, then we know what's happening. Still hasn't settled yet. Southeast trying to control it with Minsk. Come on, get closer, get closer. Graphics look alright. Yeah, it does. Right, oh yeah, this is not gone at all. Yeah. Unless it's the intermediate sprint coming up, the first one. Yeah, Southeast are at the front there. I can't see. And to be honest, the monitor's better than I was expecting as well. Okay, so they brought it all back together for the sprint. It's fast then. I mean, where's my little thing? 40k's in. Are they on 40k's already? Oh, the guy said from start that it was going to be fast. Are we sure this is a sprint? Is that it? That looks like they've already done it. So did Malechko win it? Yeah, it should come up here, that. That's not the orange jersey. 44 is Malechko. Wow, give me some numbers. Here we go, so the break hasn't gone yet and they're going to try and go now. So I'm guessing Malechko won the sprint. Without a break then. 40k's in less than an hour. We ain't going to be long. We're going to have to go there early. Unless the break goes and they really slow down, but the second sprint comes. So Marechko's looking for the jersey, 20 seconds. He can't get the jersey though yet. He can get it tomorrow. 15 minutes to I'm going to go for a P. Lake Taihu, located in the southern part of the Jiangsu River Delta. The third world's largest freshwater lake in China, but also stunningly scenic, rich in wildlife and surrounded by beautiful green hills. It's no surprise that the area is one of the most important centres for tourism in the eastern part of the country. The region's also home to cycling event, having grown into one of the biggest races on the UCI Asia Tour. The 2015 Tour of Taihu Lake saw teams from all over the world riding on Chinese roads. The race would have one single star, however, with Jakub Marichko in untouchable form. Despite moments of controversy and drama on the road, even leading to a rival disqualification at one stage, the Italian returned to dominate. Win all 7 mass sprint stages and take home both the points and best young rider jerseys to go with the big prize, the overall general classification.
I'm happy for last year because I win so all this tour and many stages in this race, and today this year I try to repeat me.
So what will the 2016 edition of the Tour of Taihu Lake bring? As well as a chance to show off more beautiful scenery. This is one of the final opportunities of the calendar year for some of the world's top athletes to prove their worth on the bike. With Lake Tai located to the west of Shanghai, the race starts a couple of hours away from China's biggest city in Wuxi. It also visits a mixture of other cities such as Huzhou and rural areas too in Anji and Maoshan. This year sees the introduction of a prologue before stage 1 starts and finishes in Wuxi. The second stage should be one for the sprinters before the race heads to Anji in the mountains, a hugely important day for the GC. The riders return to the flat for stages 5 and 6, and after that it's back to the west of Lake Tai before finishing up on a challenging circuit. So that's the route, but how's the class of 2016 shaping up?
We are a small team that I'm pretty sure that we can surprise some big teams. In the past race in Jiangsu, we had like a little bit of bad luck due to the crashes at the end. But what I was seeing in my team is that we are capable of do some results in here.
We haven't ridden this race before. This is only our third time to China. So this is our first year being Continental team, and the race has gone up to 2.1 status this year. So it's it's a bit of a privilege for us to be here. It's the biggest race in category we've ever been a part of. So yeah, looking forward to it.
We have a good sprinter with us, and I think 2 or 3 good climbers. So hopefully we can play a role in a GC and play a role in sprints. And I think that's the main goal in this race.
He's Nicola Marini. He's our sprinters, and he won a stage in Taihu Lake and also Tour of China. So yeah, we bring many sprinters. Yeah.
The first stage is hard. There is a climb in the final kilometers, and this is a stage for me. And maybe I try to win the point jersey. This year the general classification isn't mine.
So maybe not, because that new stage makes it nigh on impossible for sprinters to take the GC prize.
Because it's almost 1,000 meters that we're going to climb. Most of the teams have more sprinters for this race, so I believe that only few riders will be in front of the peloton, to be honest.
We do have an eye on that stage. For us, yeah, we don't have a designated sprinter here with us. We are here to be aggressive, and seeing as we do have climbing characteristics within the team, it could be the GC.
It's my first race on a 2.1 UCI level, so I hope to do something in the mountaintop finish and help the team in the other stages.
Daniel Colli is sprinter, but he can climb mountains, and Gross also, Edward Gross also, yeah, he can climb. So we want to win the stages as much as possible.
We want to look for breakaways as well, and now with the new mountain stage, we'll see how it goes. You know?
I race in a lot of other countries, but I definitely want to come to China, and I got this opportunity and I said, oh, why not? And I think it's great to have a lot of races in China, and I think more and more are coming, so yeah, good hotels, good food, good races, and why not?
Jakub Marezko, Villiers Sautis, sono contento di essere qui al Taihu Lake per questo tour.
name's Jay Dutton. I'm from the Australian Continental team, St George Merida, and we're very excited to get underway with the 2016 Taihu Lake.
Tour of Taihu Lake 2016 begins in Wuxi, an old city, an historic presence in the southern Jiangsu province, 128 kilometers west of the huge city of Shanghai. Wuxi itself, another metropolis, millions and millions live here, but it's also home to historic culture and, of course, beautiful landscapes, with Taihu Lake itself, the shores being right next to the city. Wuxi, built on the shore of Lake Tai, the lake providing rich tourism. It has its own Ferris wheel as well, 18 minutes to complete one revolution. Built in 2008, it also has a traditional centre allied to the new business district too. As part of the traditional centre, that 88-metre tall statue of the Grand Buddha Lingshan is one of the largest statues in China and the 9th tallest statue worldwide. Looking back to the city and its modern industry and commerce, it played a very birth of the modern business-like China. The Wuxi New District, established in 1992, has evolved to be one of the major industrial parks in China, around 1,200 enterprises based around the huge, sprawling metropolis. Well, the Grand Canal passes through the city and into the lake. And at night time, you can experience both the modern and the historic. So from the layout of Wuxi to the opening day of this race. The prologue, everybody ready. And of course, plenty of teams have been here in the past. Continental team Dukla Praha from Czech Republic, managed by Jan Kopas. He's been here before.
It's a flat time trial, flat course. So I think it will be easy. The road is very wide, so no problem. It will be a question of momental feeling of the rider and the concentration for the race. So I think there will be good riders, just good sprinters. So it will be suitable for much suitable for sprinters.
And he should know, as his team won the overall in 2010. To the prologue, a 5.9-kilometre time trial, the opening act of this race. Riders testing themselves against the clock along the pan-flat course. Nothing too technical, just 4 turns along the way. It was to be a competitive Saturday morning to start. Top time will be set straight from the off on the warm and sunny skies. Xiaohei Papok was the first rider on the course. Running for the Minsk cycling team, he would set the time of 7.5 minutes, which wouldn't be better for quite a long time. Russian Vitaly Potkov shaved 3 seconds off his time around half an hour later. After a dodgy start, the mark would be beaten by Peter Plus. He then stayed in the hot seat as provisional leader for almost an hour. The Estonian riding for Rietmo Delfin stopped the clock in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. 16 riders from Greater China were on the start line. And all eyes were on the young Chinese star Zhao Jingbiao, the best domestic rider of the 2015 edition of the race. The Wisdom Hangshan cycling team rider came close to setting the best time, finishing just a couple of seconds back. Others would then try in vain. 21 riders came and went between the best time changing. And the reigning champion being ready to give it a go. Last on the start line. But it would be a team from Belarus who would take centre stage. Minsk Cycling Club are a team on the way up. Having ridden with the best from the World Tour in Abu Dhabi a couple of weeks prior to coming to China, it would be the rider who would set an unbeatable time in those Minsk Cycling Club. others. 7 minutes, 12.821 seconds would win the day for Alexander Gorbachev, the Ukrainian strongman, taking the stage with it the first leaders of But it's going fast and giving it a go. Finishing around 20 seconds. Let's go and hear though from the winner and the first leader.
Гонка была достаточно тяжелой,
Oh, the race was hard.
скоростной, силовой такой, ну, в принципе, я справился со всеми поворотами с трассой.
Good result and won. So Gorbachev wearing the first orange jersey as race leader, and it was a big day too for the best Chinese rider, Zhao Jiangbiao, in the red best Chinese rider jersey.
整场的
Well,
话
at the beginning I felt good.
在前半
So I
程
reached
对
a
自己
high
的
level.
跑的过程还是
My energy
感觉不
decreased,
错，
and
一
I
直
think
保
I
持的
reached a
速
better
度的话也
level by the
是
time the mountains.
在中高速上，但是在后半程因为体力的原因下降的比较多，所以在时间上也是没有到跑得特别的出色，对。
So Zhao Jingbiao very happy with this moment, as were all 4 jersey wearers at the end of the opening prologue.
Hi, I'm Shinichi Fukushima, the team manager of the Nippo Vini Fantini. And this is a third race in China this year, and we try to hope, win the stages.
So Wuxi, beautiful morning already to host the start of the Tour of Taihu Lake. Riders left to start at around 8:25 in the morning. Peloton of 131 riders, 16 from China, 40 competing in the youth classification as well. So the best of the future here. Jakub Madeczko, just 21 years of age, 12 months previous, showing his worth. He'd be having to do it again to try and repeat it under very misty skies with the sun just about trying to get through. So in the east of China here, Wuxi, an old city in southern Jiangsu province, around 130 kilometers west of Shanghai. We saw beautiful shots earlier on of the Grand Buddha at Lingshan. Of course, we also learned about how much of an important place this is in the eastern industrial machine in China. Shanghai, not far away. Wuxi in itself, a very, very big city. It's all about tourism here, though, and you can see that nature has played its part. There are also man-made areas to have a good look at. And I think we'll have a great chance to have a look at them as the week goes by in this race. What do we have then? Well, 8 stages in total, a prologue and 7 road stages. 6 of them we probably think for sprinters, certainly 5. Final stage, chance for maybe the GC to get thrown in. But it's all about
It's a
stage 3 of
flat time trial, flat course. So I think it will be easy. The road is very wide, so no problem. It will be a question of momental feeling of the rider and the concentration for the race. So I think there will be good riders, just good sprinters. So it will be suitable for much suitable for sprinters.
So absolutely beautiful along the shores of the lake. There's going to be 2 leaps along the way today. That's before the riders come back in along Taihu Lake into Wuxi city itself for the expected sprint. 2 intermediate sprints at 40 and 70.7 kilometers in. The big favourite. First win of the day will be Jakub Madeczko.
Altna van Engelen of Parkhotel Valkenburg cycling team. It's definitely great to be here at Lake Taihu Cycling Tour.
It's the the Tour of Taihu Lake, stage 1 proper. We've had the prologue, we're in Wuxi, and it's all ready to get underway with the first big sprint of the race. So the city's ready, the weather's turned up, we have the beautiful scenery, and the riders already have their underway. What's in stage on stage 1? It's a short one, a fast one, 111.3 kilometres, looping out of Wuxi and around the Ma Mountain. We're down the flat part of the road though, around the lake. 2 intermediate sprints, 40 and 70.7 kilometres to go. And once we get off that loop, it's just 20 kilometre running, nice and straight to the finish. An expected day for the sprinters. It was busy at sign-in. Chinese teams from around Greater China, Hong Kong Sports Institute here with their young riders. Plenty of interest from all the teams around the world. Teams from Ukraine and ISD, they had the best young rider jersey. And leading the race, the Minsk Cycling Club with Alexander Golovash in the orange leader's jersey. Plenty of big Chinese teams turning up. That was the Wisdom Hengchang cycling team. Wang Meiyin has just signed for a World Tour team. And Zhao Jingbiao, best Chinese rider after the prologue. He'd be wearing the red jersey to start this. And what was a cool start to the day under lovely sunshine and mist coming off the lake.
你好，这个1年1度的环太湖国际公路自行车赛已经成为我们江苏体育的这个品牌赛事。作为无锡呢，我们每年作为首发站，所以说我们也是这个赛事中间的重中之重。所以说我们主要是力求做到3个最。我想呢，主要是最美赛道，应该说大家也能感受到，我们历年呢都是应该说把我们无锡最美的这个风光啊。 沿途的这个赛道来呈现给大家。第二呢，我想呢做到这个最佳的呈现。应该说，我们无锡也是通过几年的打造，形成了一个专业组、业余组和大众骑行相结合的这个竞技体育和全民体育相结合。尤其是今年，我们在昨天又举办了这个个人计时赛，这个来不断的充实这个环湖赛的内涵吧。 第3个呢，应该说我们做到这个最强的保障。应该说我们无锡组委会啊，在我们市政府的领导下，非常应该说高度的重视。我们不光是我们体育部门、公安啊、这个城管啊，包括卫计委啊，包括我们志愿者等等，大家和我们滨沪区一起啊，大家携手来全力的保障好我们这个赛事，为我们环湖赛开好头、起好步。谢谢。
So to the start, 8:25, bright and early in the morning. Most of these riders awake at 5 a.m. Orange jersey, first race leader, Alexander Golovash of Ukraine. The gun would go, and there would be action more or less straight away from the off. In the blue jersey, the best young rider, Timur Mali. In the red jersey for the best Chinese rider, Zhao Jingbiao. And Karim Korami of Iran, where the green points jersey as well. 131 riders to the start, 16 from Greater China. So a very, very fast start, and approaching the first intermediate sprint, any early breakaways were brought straight back. In fact, we had a 9-man group of riders attempting to get away, but work done really hard by Southeast, Villiers Southeast this year. For Jakub Marichko, winner in 2015, he was led out, and he would duly go on to take the first sprint points, and of course the bonus seconds, having started the day 20 seconds down on the leader. The first sprint taken by Jakub Marichko. Mei Yingwang would be in second place, and the rider from Mongolia, Bolor Edere, taking the third. 3, 2, 1 bonus seconds available in the intermediate sprints. And the early glory going to Jakub Marichko, and after 40 kilometres, no breakaway after a rapid start. So Marichko taking the early blood. And it's time to go live onto the course. Hello, good morning from China, and a very warm welcome. I'm Rob Hatch. 40.1 kilometres to go. One intermediate sprint out of the way. Konechko was there. And we've had riders trying to get up the road all day long, mainly those teams who don't particularly have sprinters trying to get in the breakaway. The team in the white, orange and black, you can see there, the Attack Gusto team trying to get out there. They don't have a sprinter. We've got a young team from Australia as well. There's a George Marina team trying to get in the breakaway. And for the first time in the race, some sort of organisation behind. Vini Southeast, wearing those grey, yellow and red jerseys, and trying to work for Jakub Mareczko. He's the sprinter, the reigning champion of this race. And if you've looked at the parkour coming up over the next 7 days, you'll know he probably doesn't have a chance of taking the overall this year because of the climb on stage 3. So it's all about stage wins for them. They naturally haven't got a rider in the break. It's their duty to chase it down, along with the team who has the jersey. Minsk Cycling Club said they will honour the orange jersey. They will try to keep it. And a good lead for Alexander Monogovash means he had a good chance to do so today. But they'll be wary about giving the breakaway too much rope here with 39 kilometres to go. You see it's really strong out behind. Team sharing duties. Minsk in the dark blue and red jerseys. Vini Southeast in grey, orange, yellow, chasing on behind today. They're one of the 5 professional Continental teams here at this Tour of Taihu Lake. 22 teams in total, 6 riders per team, and we're getting to see our first composition of the break. There is René Correa in the blue jersey, Mexican rider who you heard from in the opening of the programme, who's actually in the breakaway at the World Championships just a few weeks ago. Rider number 56 there was Juan Wenchun of Attack Team Gusto. It's taken quite a long time for this breakaway to go. It is the break that has taken the second intermediate sprint. A little chaotic behind. Different teams trying to do something. Team Lufshan Landscape were involved. 2 riders from the start team out there though, and having a good go. We already saw René Correa involved in the breakaway. He came around on the right-hand side there, the Mexican in the blue jersey, but it would be the team from Latvia who would take it. Points and seconds for them. It would be Kanepies of Latvia to take the 5 points, Kolp of Netherlands in second to take 3, and Rayabi of the Tabriz Petrochemical team, who already have the green jersey, able to try and defend those points. Number 83 there from Hainan Julin in the blue jersey. So Alexei Kasyanov, and behind from Tabriz Petrochemical, working really hard, Ali Kademi. So 37 kilometres to go. We expect it to be a really fast-moving one today. The short nature of this stage. 22 teams arrived in Eastern China. I think they've ridden the jet lag out now. This race having been moved up to a 2.1 event on the Asia Tour. We've seen 2 laps of around 30.7 kilometres. Really showing off the beauty of Lake Tai around the world. We've all seen the bustling shots of Wuxi in the prologue and the start. But out into the countryside and out onto the road. Heading the breakaway there with 61 on his back. That's the rider from Beijing, XTSC Nova. That's Murdajan Halmuradov. It's a Chinese-based team, but it's an entire list of 6 riders from Uzbekistan there. Patrick Sharp wearing 172. He rides for St George Meridian. I gather we've got plenty of viewers watching down under in Australia. They'll be very, very pleased to support, I'm sure, that entirely Australian team. 83 there's Alexei Kasyanov, who was up there in that intermediate sprint. 56 in the yellow and white, we've seen that rider already. That's Huang Wenchun, Chinese rider from Attack Team Gusto. One of 16 riders, by the way, from China here. 23 there from Nippo, Genki Yamamoto, and the fact that Nippo have a rider involved makes it very, very interesting. They don't have to do any chasing. We're getting the entire breakaway on the screen now. Rayabi is there, Pat Shot, we mentioned. 2 riders from Ukraine, in Kasyanov and Kremeninsky as well. So 9 riders out there. 9 riders, not an easy number to control. In fact, we're just 6-man teams, and Six-man team, certainly when sprints are involved. I think it's proved. We saw the Tour of Britain, actually, one of the premier races that pioneered the smaller teams. Lots of action, very difficult to control, and for those sprinter teams, they often have to do deals with others out there as well. Good to see the top French team, Delco Marseille Provence, with Thomas Valberio. Not going to be long though for this breakaway. Handful of seconds out there ahead. And they got away so late that it was difficult to get time on them. I think they've had a maximum of around 1.5 minutes. But if it does come together with 30 kilometres still to go, it's going to be a hard job for the Minsk Cycling Club and for Vini Triestina. Vini Triestina now the main sponsor, Southeast behind. Here's your race leader, by the way, Alexander Golovash of Minsk Cycling Club. What a few months it's been for the new team, who are, by the way, a third division team, a continental team from Belarus, riding Abu Dhabi Tour with some of the biggest names in the world just a few weeks ago, and already leading this race. They do have a realistic prospect of holding on to the jersey at least until stage 2. Favourite for this stage, I have to say, is last year's winner and the best sprinter in the race. That's the Italian Jakub Manichko. Bronze medal at the World Championships at under 23 level a couple of weeks ago. But there's a 20-second difference in the overall general classification between Golovash and Manichko. As the breakaway just starts to lose a bit of force. There's 23 behind Yamamoto, the Japanese rider, riding for Nippo Vini Fantini in the navy blue, orange and white. These guys up front will know that their days are numbered now in the breakaway. 23 kilometres still to go, and about to leave this beautiful circuit that we've seen today. Not too much wind out there either, it's quite a still day. See the weather forecast, 20 degrees, 5 kilometres per hour. The winds aren't doing too much from the northeast. And the finish is fairly sheltered as well by most of the city, so it's not going to have any sort of impact on the finale. And really, if you're looking for perfect conditions for the best sprinter in the race to do something, Manichko has no excuse today. His team, have they expended too much energy in trying to control this breakaway? Well, that's the only doubt we have, really. 32.5 kilometres to go. Once we get into the final couple of kilometres, it is a straight rather than a line. Very nice wide roads as well. So Wuxi circuit. Nice to see lots of people coming out the side of the road, not just in the city centre, but also out there in the sticks in the countryside as well. Professional bike racing is relatively new to this area. This, by the way, just the 7th edition of the Tour of Taihu Lake. We're getting used to seeing this, and lots of cycling aficionados out there as well at the start. We had an amateur race go off, around 100 participants there, just 5 minutes onto the same course. There's the riders out in front, and nice to get a gap on the peloton. 25 seconds for the 9-man breakaway on all of the main jerseys in the race. The orange jersey, I remind you here, at the Tour of Taihu Lake is for the race leader. We'll have the blue jersey for the best young rider. That is currently Timur Malev of Ukraine. He rides for ISD Yorbi. He's just on the right-hand side of the peloton if you take a quick look, surrounded by the white and yellow jerseys of the Ukrainian team. The green jersey is on the shoulders of Karim Khorami of Tabriz Petrochemical. They'll be looking for their overall ambitions as the week goes on. Notoriously good climbing team. And the red jersey on the back of Zhao Jingbiao, rider number 216. He rides for Wisdom Hengshang cycling team.
Okay.
They've got Marseille Provence at the front. They've only come with 5 riders here. Really interested to see who they go with in the sprint, actually, because Leo Duque, the experienced Colombian, has been up there in top 10s in recent races. He was very, very good at the Ocean Wetlands the other day. Top 10 there. Does he still have it to mix it with the likes of Jakub Manichko? Maybe even Nicola Marini, who was a stage winner in the Tour of Taihu Lake. Daniele Colli can also sprint for Nippo Vini Fantini, and They've taken real pressure off themselves in terms of chasing things down today by getting a man in the break, Genki Yamamoto. Means that on the lead out, they can just sit, wait, allow Southeast to burn themselves out. Same with Minsk Cycling Club too. There is Reni Correia on the left-hand side, just out of your shot now, wearing the blue jersey. The start team's an interesting one. They're actually based in Serbia. They're a third division team, a continental team. They do a lot of their racing on the UCI Asia circuit. And down in South America too, on the UCI Americas Tour. Raced the Tour of San Luis at the start of the year. There's the likes of Nairo Quintana, Vincenzo Nibali, some of the top riders in the world. So as we look back to previous winners here, it's been a mixed bag. We've had lots of different nations. 2 Aussie winners in Sam Wimitz and David Kemp, who was the first winner back in 2010. We've had a winner from the Czech Republic as well. He's here as a DS this week, Milan Kadlec, working very, very hard for the Dukla Praha team. They were in good spirits at the off today. I said they weren't favourites in the sprint, but keeping their cards close to their chest. We will have a go, said their team manager. So inside the last 30 kilometres on stage 1 proper around this Wuxi Binhu circuit of the Tour of Taihu Lake. We heard from race organisers at the start in that interview that was carried out just before the beginning of play today. They've worked hard to design a more scenic circuit, and I think they've done a great job at showing off the area. Almuratov just pulling the brake on, being left to hang out there at around 28 seconds at the minute, and this is probably the right decision for the peloton. The fact that it's such a short stage today, 111 kilometres, pan-flat circuit really, not too much climbing at all, means that everyone's going to be fresh, and even the smaller teams, if it comes back together with 30 kilometres to go, there will be attacks, it will be difficult to control, and that sprint will be a hard thing to set up for both Minsk and Villiers Southeast. There's the leader. Had a fairly easy day today, although it's been an extremely fast race. Green jersey we talked about, around 5 or 6 wheels further back. Karim Korami. He's in 2nd position overall. Of course, not leading the points classification. He's looking after that jersey for Alexander Golovash, who took the clean sweep yesterday. Interesting thing about the prologue means that it's difficult for the sprint teams. They have to calculate whether they are going to go for intermediate sprints, but I think Southeast have seen an opportunity to maybe take the jersey tomorrow. Manechko started the day at 20 seconds down. He's already got 3 of those seconds back. He's at 17 seconds now, and remind you, wherever you're watching around the world, that 10, 6 and 4 seconds respectively are available on the finish line for bonuses today. So Jakub Manechko could potentially be up to just 7 seconds away off the overall lead going into the 2nd stage, which again we expect to be for sprinters tomorrow. That's before we get to the mountains on stage 3. Now, not everybody's been pulling their weight in the brake in the last couple of minutes. You can just see little gaps opening up between the wheels. Is that because certain riders have been told just to sit on and save energy now, even towards tomorrow? Look behind. It's quite a warm day out there as well. It started off as 20 degrees, but quite a lot of humidity in the area. So water needs to be taken on. I'm sure not all of these guys will be used to the 5 AM breakfasts as well. We've heard stories of, what was it, a 40-hour round trip for one particular rider this week. And that honour goes to the rider representing the Dutch team, Park Hotel Valkenberg. That's Adne van Engelen, and we're going to see him probably on stage 3. At least he'll hope that's going to be the case anyway, because he arrived just 24 hours prior to the prologue after, listen to this, a 40-hour round trip. That included stops in Guatemala, United States of America and his native Netherlands. Now, back to the breakaway, back to the racing, because there are a couple of riders who want to spring this out. One such rider is Muradjan Halmuratov from Uzbekistan. He's wearing the red and white jersey. He's been followed by the man from France, Thomas Vaubourgé.
Vas-y, on est en antenne.
And on the right-hand side, these two riders are going to have to work together if they want to keep going here. Behind, yeah, there's a bit of riding off and through, but it's not particularly looking too good. And I think once that gap comes a little below 30 seconds, you're going to see the two cars behind shoot past it and get into that safe area. Shimano in the big blue cars doing neutral service here. With 27.1 kilometers to go, we're not too far away from finishing this final of the two 30-kilometer circuits. The riders have the advantage of knowing this road. They've been on it once already. By the way, for you viewers in Australia, it's those black and pink jerseys that you're looking out for from the St George Merida cycling team. No sprinters at this race for them, but they're looking at Jay Dutton for the overall. Already has a bit of work to do with a 37-second deficit in the prologue 24 minutes ago. Heading into stage 2 tomorrow.
I'm a rider. We're here at Lake Taihu to try to win some races, right?
The breakaway just about still going. Split up into two groups now. We have 7 riders chasing on behind, 2 rebels out in front. Thomas Vaubourgé of Delco Marseille Provence from the French team. One of the 5 teams from the 2nd division, if you like, the professional continental level of world cycling. And he's alongside the man from the 3rd division, from Beijing XTS Innova. That's Muradjan Halmuratov. He's the rider just on the left-hand side now with the red and blue shorts, sort of white and blue jersey. I think they've quite decided which colour to go for there. It's a multicoloured jersey. A bit of the Gianni Savios about it, isn't it? And the Androni team, trying to fit as many sponsors as possible onto the jersey. On the right-hand side, you see the Frenchman we talked about in the light blue from Marseille. That's their first season, pardon me, at the 2nd division. He's not actually doing any turns on the front. A bit of wheel sucking going on here. A little look behind, a gesture. Will you come through? Will you do a turn? Finally, yes is the answer. 25 kilometers to go. And a beautiful sunny morning here. And that little increase in presence and power from the front has taken the gap up back to the orange jersey, pardon me, at 55 seconds. Orange jersey protected by the Minsk Cycling Club, and I think that Villiers Southeast will be delighted with the help that they've had today. They're the team that everybody will be expecting to do all the riding, because they have Jakub Mareczko, 7 sprint victories here last year. He's not going to get as much of an opportunity to do that this year. Only 5 nailed on sprints, we think. Last one an opportunity. He will get the help from his team though. They're set up to help him. They do have Yonder Goro as an opportunity for the overall general classification. As we take a look at the 6th race here now for Halmuratov, national champion of Uzbekistan in the individual time trial. Uzbekistan's most famous rider now rides with a Russian license, actually. Sergei Lagutin rides for Katusha. Katusha, the World Tour team, will actually be a Swiss team next year. 131 on the left-hand side is one of the riders we were telling you about, actually. Adne van Engelen. Long journey around the world to get here. His debut in a 2.1 rated race.
My name's Jay Dutton. I'm from the Australian Continental team, St George Merida, and we're very excited to get underway with the 2016 Taihu Lake.
You're watching live coverage of the Tour of Taihu Lake 2016, the 7th edition of this race in the east of China. 24.2 kilometers remain on the opening stage proper. And look at the peloton here, strong out, chasing fast. It has been a lightning fast day. For those of you just joining us, a little reminder of what's happened. We had the first intermediate sprint, but the peloton was still all together. Villiers Southeast, the team of last year's winner, Jakub Mareczko, and the favourite sprinter here, chasing everything down. He's hovering towards the back of the peloton, hidden and kept nice and safe out of any wind towards the back. He won the first intermediate sprint. Second sprint was taken by the breakaway of 9 riders that went away. 2 riders survived from that break, and they're 55 seconds ahead of the race leaders team. Minsk Cycling Club, that race leader is Alexander Golovash of Ukraine. There he is in the orange jersey. Just behind him, another team from Ukraine, ISD. They have the best young rider in the race in the blue jersey, Timur Maliv. You can see the green jersey on the left-hand side, that's Karim Korami, wearing the points jersey from the Iranian team, Tabriz Petrochemical. And this is the lead of the race. At the back, you can see the Frenchman in the blue jersey, Thomas Vaubourset. And the man just taking his place at the back now with 61 on, that multicoloured jersey from Beijing XDS, and that's Murjan Halmuratov of Uzbekistan. So 55 seconds. Peloton won't be too worried about this with 23.3 kilometres to go. We're about to leave the 2-lap circuit that we've seen some beautiful scenery around the city of Wuxi on. You can see it's getting a little more urban now as we get back into town. That big slip road they go on, a little less scenic than the big scenery roads we've seen around the hills and the statues over the last half an hour or so. But wide roads is good for sprinters. And I think Villiers Southeast are going to be pretty happy about that. Who can challenge Jakub Mareczko? Well, once they catch the breakaway, which we expect them to, Nippo Vini Fantini are looking for either Daniele Colli or Nicola Marini, who was actually a stage winner at the Tour of Taihu Lake, and he managed a top 8 position overall. None of those teams have had to do too much work yet as well, so they'll have plenty of firepower in the lead-out. Villiers Southeast have just got 1 man present, working hard to try and just help in the chase. That's Mirko Tedeschi, Italian rider. And still 55 seconds to chase down, but with 22 kilometres still to go, it's an easy watch. Nice photographic opportunities for those on the side of the road who've taken the trouble to get on a Sunday morning. A very, very early start this Sunday morning with an 8:25 start. It's just gone 10:15 local time in the east of China. The early mist still about. That's the Grand Canal we can see on the left-hand side. The canal actually had to be excavated because it was part of the original historic town. The new canal actually created in 1949. Since then, Wuxi, the city, has grown up as part of China's outstanding economic development. Only 130 kilometers west of Shanghai, so we've plenty of factories and business parks out here. Big rail links, a huge motorway link as well. A perfect place to develop industry. And one of the big industry is tourism around here. The lake playing a huge part in that. And just take a look to the graphic at the top. 1 minute, the gap is growing. And that's the only danger really for everybody chasing behind. The fact that we have a really short stage today. We only had a 5.9 kilometre race yesterday, so no excuse not to have fresh legs here, even though it is the end of the season. If you've turned up for this race, this is the day where you're going to give it all on the road. Plenty of firepower to keep the break going. No doubt who's to the fresher of the 2 riders as well. It's the Frenchman at the back here. He has hardly seen the wind. He's been sucking on the wheel of the man doing most of the work. Murjan Halmuratov knows all about this race. 6th appearance in the Tour of Taihu. Tai, the name of the lake, Hu in Mandarin meaning lake. As this is the end of the circuit now with 21 kilometers to go. That was the left turn off Chanbo Road. On the side now of the Shili Mingju Levee. And even those in traditional dress have turned up as well wishers. Wuxi in the distance, by the way, just hidden away in the mist. Hard to keep this one going with 20.5 kilometers to go. It's not just going to be a sprint fest this week, by the way, for those of you planning your viewing. We've got a very long climb up to IMG. Beautifully scenic roads up there, do not miss that. Check your schedules wherever you're watching around the world and set your recorders. In the meantime, there's a bit of a chat going on between the Minsk Cycling Club and Villa Triestina Southeast. Probably along the lines of, all right guys, we've done our bit, you're the sprinters, you're the favourites, when are you going to start to do your work? In the meantime, Mirko Tedeschi responding with, well, not my fault, mate, I'm only giving team orders. IST have done well to honour their jersey as well today, riding towards the front. Talking to a couple of their DSs at the start, in fact, I had a quick chat with Alexei Solobtsnev in the car. He said we're looking at maybe the sprint with either Vladislav Kreminski or Yehor Dementiev. Now, Kreminski was up there in the early incarnation of the break, so I gather that Dementiev will be the more fresher of the two riders. Take a look out for rider number 102 when it gets to the fast stuff at the end. Inside 20 kilometers now, the gap has gone down to 50 seconds. It hasn't been an easy year for Delco Marseille Provence. Those of you who followed cycling development and maybe fans of all the youth riders that their team has produced down the years, it's come from a team called Lapon Marseille that has been developing good riders in France for quite a long time in the Provence region. Decided to move up, have a go at the professional ranks this year. Signed some experienced riders in their sprinter, the Colombian Leo Duque, who we might see towards the end. They've also got a good Algerian rider, Soufiane Merignac, who's here riding for them with number 2. But they had a difficult start to the week yesterday. The rider wearing number 1, their team leader, suffered a mechanical problem. He actually finished 2 minutes and 40 seconds down, but because of the mechanical problem, the commissaires managed to just help him out a bit. They gave him the same time as the last rider in the race, so he starts at 1 minute and 31 seconds down on stage 2. So not a good start for Fredrik Strand-Galte, the Norwegian leader of Delco Marseille. As we look at the peloton, still nice and strong out and chasing on. Now this is interesting. Remnants of the break being caught. Start cycling team trying to keep this going. Oh, it's a hard ass from here, René. Save your legs till tomorrow. 50 seconds then from the head of the race to the peloton. There had been 7 riders in between. It was originally a 9-man break, but a breakaway has been one of the shortest parts of the race today. It took a long time to go. Just over 50 kilometers covered in the first hour. A slightly slower second hour as things calm down. But we're approaching 2 hours gone, and well, not far off 100 kilometers ridden. Average is going to be well above 40 odd. There's the little marks of the intermediate sprints on the top tube there for Vaubourget, who is obviously on breakaway duty today. Told to follow any moves by sports directors. Sports director from Lithuania, by the way, from Delco, that's Arvis Bizisk. Gap down to 45 seconds, so a good job, controlled job being done by the chasing peloton. Just rolling along. No huge gears being pedalled here. Breakaway riders spinning away. And an interesting change. Just look to the right-hand side of the peloton and those fluorescent yellow helmets and sleeves. That's the team of Jakub Maričko moving up with 16.8 kilometers to go. It's business time for them, and they have a job to do here. Anything less than a stage win would be a failure. Talking to everybody around there, even big rivals, they've all said, if Jakub Maričko does not win today, I'll be very surprised. One director even went as far as to say, Jakub Maričko will win the stage. No pressure, Jakub. He's only 22 years of age, the young rider from the north of Italy. He's of Polish extraction, but he's a full-blooded Italian. Went to the World Championships, the under-23 road race, the sprinters race, hoping to do something, and he managed to take a bronze medal. And the national selectors were very happy with what he pulled off there. At least to pull it off today, his team need to help chase this break first. Interesting that Vaubourg's actually starting to do a little bit of work now. Man behind him, Muradjan Halmuratov, started at 24 seconds down on the overall general classification before today. So attacks off the front, and this is interesting. This is going to be really hard for anybody to control. Delcourt Marseille have decided to make this a difficult one, and it just shows Villiersat Triestina Southeast moving up at the right time, but they haven't yet taken control. And they cannot afford to let this get out of hand. Attacks off the front, and you could just tell, we saw the conversation, didn't we, about 5 kilometers back. The leaders team, Alexander Golovash in the orange jersey and his domestiques from the Minsk Cycling Club, turning round and talking to Villiersat Triestina Southeast and saying, you've got to do some work, guys. They've peeled off, and this is what's happened at the front. Delco getting involved. It's been chased down by one of the Dukla Praha teams. Also involved is one of the riders from one of the Chinese teams, actually, Team Livshan Landscape. 25 seconds is the advantage, and it's been chased down straight away. In fact, it's the Minsk Cycling Club, because of a few riders dangerous to that lead, chasing it down. But it just shows if there's any sort of let up, any sort of hesitation at the head of the peloton, those things can happen. Still, no reaction from Villiersat Triestina Southeast, just on the right-hand side of the shot. It is fairly reacts towards the back of the peloton, but you can see that a lot of the Minsk domestiques have done their jobs already. They've worked hard today. There's number 111. That's Jochen Sobal. In the meantime, bad news for the break is that that little attack from behind drew the peloton out, and the gap has gone down to just 20 seconds now. 14.7 kilometers to go. So Vaubourg and Halmuratov. 14.5 Ks to go. Again, have to work hard, have to keep helping each other out. It's a strange concept to understand, isn't it, sometimes? Cycling a wonderful sport full of little intricacies and idiosyncrasies. Opposition members working together as a team, well, it's part of the sport. Only if they can work together. That is when they'll keep their advantage going.
I'm Shinichi Fukushima, the team manager of the Nippo Vini Fantini. And this is a third race in China this year, and we try to hope win the stages.
Not too far off catching them here. 15 seconds. I think they'll try and let them hang out there for another few kilometers. There is no point for the sprinters teams or even the general classification leaders to catch these two yet. They can make their lives a little bit more easy for the next 5Ks if they just let Vaubourg in the blue there and Halmuratov behind in the red, yellow, white and blue just suffer. They'll feel like they're pedaling squares right now. Big right turn coming up here along the slip road. Motorway closed for a little while. Hope nobody's got anywhere to go on a Sunday morning. There's the leader, nice and calm in his orange jersey, Alexander Golovash. Green jersey on the left-hand side, Karim Kourami. He is one of the faster members of the Tabriz petrochemical team. Interesting to see if he can be up there and in the mix for the sprint, because there are points available towards the end. I know that Jakub Mareczko this year will be targeting the green jersey. We've seen that. He's gone out and got the points from the intermediate sprint. He knows that the general classification's too difficult for him. He told us as much in the introduction to the programme today. But if he can build up that sprint points lead, stage wins over the week, green jersey will be one of the jerseys he can defend. Certainly the best young rider in the GC are probably out of the question for a sprinter with a climb in the race this year. We've seen Sobal working hard. Serhej Papok as well, who set the early best time. And we've got just one leader now. Thomas Vaubourset of Delco Marseille Provence stepping on the gas, and just look to the right hand side of the shot. Halmuratov has given up the ghost. He has suffered. Job well done for him though, certainly at this level. Yeah, there's no World Tour teams here, there are no teams from the Premier League of cycling, but we're up against some riders who have been in the first Grand Tour of the year, some of the Giro d'Italia riders nonetheless. There are riders who've ridden amongst the very best on the planet. It's not an easy task being a breakaway trying to hold them off. It's exactly what Vaubourset is trying to do now. 15 seconds of an advantage, trying to get as aero as possible, riding in those drops. Nice flat back as well.
Valkenburg cycling team, it's definitely great to be here at Lake Taihu Cycling Tour.
We're approaching the final 10 kilometers of stage one proper of the 2016 edition of the Taihu Lake Tour. 7th edition of this race. It's normally a sprinter's race. This year, things do change with the mountaintop finish. We've had the prologue. 20 seconds for a lone leader now. Alexander Golovash in the orange jersey behind, and his team try to chase down Thomas Vaubourset, the French team Delco Marseille Provence. He's lost his companion. Mujan Halmuratov of Uzbekistan has been dropped. 11.2 kilometers to go, and it's all about Jakub Mareczko, last year's overall winner, hoping at least to win the sprints this time out. Can they chase him down? Can they do the job? I think most people would say, wherever you're watching, this is a perfect situation for the sprinters teams. Just 20 seconds, one lone rider out the front, and the sprinters teams haven't even started working yet. It's all been left down to the GC leaders team. Alexander Golovash to do the riding. Minsk Cycling Club from Belarus have done that riding rather well. And the gap down to 15 seconds. We're approaching Wuxi. Wuxi, where we had the prologue yesterday. Just looking at that shot at the base of the screen, the bunch is bunched together for the first time really since the race started today. It's been one long line of fast riders. That just gives you an indication of the fact that they do not want to catch this man yet. They are waiting, waiting, and waiting someone. They know that once they catch, sprinters teams have to come to the front and control to stop any late attacks going. It's a short stage this, just 111.3 kilometers. Flat roads all the way through, wide open roads, a nice big fast finish. Okay. If you want to win this and you're not a sprinter, you have to surprise the peloton. You have to attack soon, and you have to take a few different riders with you. It's those sort of attacks that they're going to have to try and stop. And it's an early attack, an attempt to try and bridge from the Livshan Landscape team. We saw Vitaly Popkov yesterday setting one of the early times, and it is Vitaly Popkov who's gone off the front and had a go with his time trialing skills. So the Russian rider in that green jersey, I'm not sure how far he's going to get. just trying to bridge up to our lone leader. So just less than 10 kilometers to go. 10 kilometers to go with 10 seconds of a lead for our lone leader, Thomas Vaubourset. He's been out in the break since it went well into the second half of the race today. One has now become two. Vitaly Popkov has joined him from Team Lufshan Landscape, Chinese Continental team, third division team with those bright green jerseys. But look at the peloton chasing on behind. Orange jersey. The leader, Alexander Golovash, has been well looked after by Minsk Cycling Club. And we're looking for Vilja Triestina Southeast and Jakub Mareczko to take control. His team hiding out, waiting, saving themselves. Just on the right-hand side, they're about 30-40 wheels back. But with the width of these roads, it is so easy to move up in this peloton. We're not talking a Grand Tour peloton of 198 riders. There are 131 on the road here. Vilja Southeast, if they control this properly, they should have enough energy to do a really good readout, even though we have just 6 riders in each team. Who's here to lead him out? Well, let's have a quick look down there. They're managed in the car by Luca Amoriello, Italian sports director. Andreato, the Brazilian, will be doing the lead out with Fonzi. Yonder Godoy will be probably trying to save himself for the overall. He did a very, very good individual time trial yesterday. In fact, he sits in the top 5 as we speak. Venezuelan climber, but there's Mirko Tedeschiu's helped out in the chase. And Matteo Draperi is there as well. So how long are they going to stay out there? That's the question. As long as the sprinters teams can leave it. Nice to see so much interest, by the way. As long as all these little attacks are monitored, these will help the sprinters teams. It'll just string it out a little, it'll do the chasing for them, but they have to watch to make sure these little groups do not grow. Vaubourset and Popkov have around 5 seconds ahead of the peloton. These little motorbikes behind are actually helping those attacks at the minute. You'll see them go into the slipstream, attempt to try and get away. That last attempt from the start team have been one of the most active teams today with 2 riders in the breakaway. Not given too much of a hand this time. 8 kilometers to go. Minsk cycling team do the job to chase it down. So can anybody surprise Jakub Mareczko here? Look out for the man in the green jersey, Karim Korami of Tabriz Petrochemical. Close to winning the stage yesterday. Not close enough as far as he was concerned. I have a feeling that they might be giving up the ghost already in the breakaway. A little look behind, shall we carry on? Oh, it's half-hearted, isn't it? It's such a difficult task for Vitaly Popkov. I look at the makeup of him. Huge, big, thick lad. He's got a time trial his body, hasn't he? He knows how to get low on the bars. Put in a good time yesterday. He's just not good enough out there at the minute. Looks like he's got a huge front chainring as well. We saw a couple of 54s out there today. Maybe he's been watching Tony Martin too much. Having said that was a track event last week. Somebody had a 64 tooth chainring on the front. I don't think I can pedal that with the biggest meal of protein you could give me. Horrible thing. So inside the final 7 kilometers, it's the Iranian team Tabriz Petrochemical at the front. Important job here for the guys at the back. And look at the number 171 there. He's the overall leader for St George Merida cycling team. Jay Dutton, young Australian, very mature head on him. Said that his team was here for the overall, despite the fact that it was the first 2.1 race they'd ever ridden. He's over here for 5 weeks, in fact, a 5-week block of racing in China and Chinese Taipei. Vitaly Popkov is caught. Vaubourset is still out there. But it's important for Jay Dutton just to keep in touch. Won't want to lose any more time ahead of the climb. He's already 37 seconds down on the overall leader. But of course, as we get to the mountain, those leaders will change. It's about having the same sort of time that the rest of the climbers are going to have. And I think that was the final little look behind. That is it from Vaubourset. He's going to be caught. And it is Tabriz Petrochemical who take it up. Look straight away that Mint Cycling Club have disappeared off the front of the peloton. They've worked hard today. The orange jersey, I think it's just about finishing in the peloton if he can. Peloton is going to come all together for the last 5 kilometers, and this is where Villiers need to start taking over. We saw them close, and you can just see on the left-hand side a little bit of an attack being launched, and this is the danger here. Those moves are going to go. In fact, it's the best Chinese rider, Zhao Jingbiao. Red jersey on his shoulders. Big right turn coming here. In fact, it is the final right turn before a straightish run-in. Certainly of the 90-degree nature anyway. A little look behind. This is a thankless task, by the way, attacking now. Certainly with the big sprinters here. We haven't seen Nippo Vini Fantini close to the front yet, but I'm pretty sure that they'll be trying to set something up. There is Robles down the right side. He's been absorbed, has gone straight back out of the back of the peloton. And for anybody wanting to get in the breakaway over the next couple of days, they will not mind being spat out the back now. They'll be quite happy to lose a bit of time. It makes it very much easier in terms of being allowed up the road as the week goes on. So you know it's business time when the team in yellow, flow, grey and red comes to the front. Villiers Triestina, southeast. The man at the back of their little train there is the man who won 7 sprint stages last year here and took the overall prize. That latter prize is probably going to be a bit too hard for him this year with the climb involved, but Jakob Mareczko, the young Italian, should be one of the favourites to take the sprint here. Team from Latvia on the right-hand side in the light blue. They'll be looking to try and do something. Riet Mudelfin. Peter Prus did lead yesterday for a long time, finished just 8 seconds down in the individual prologue. 4 kilometers to go. Pace hotting up now. And again, it's a fight just to keep the wheels at the back. Look out for the team from Brazil in white and orange here. Funvik Sol. Several riders who could sprint from them. Take your pick, really. Alex Diniz is down as their leader. But they have several fast riders. Villiers happy to be on their wheels at the minute. There's Fonzie towards the back, just looking after Mareczko. If you're looking out for Jakob Mareczko, pardon me, he has a red bike, a brand new model of aero bike riding. He will be hidden right until the very last. 1-1-1 at the back. We've seen him working hard earlier in the stage. Johan Sobal. 1-1-4 just in front of him, Konstantin Klimanankov. And yes, this is Wuxi, the metropolis that is Wuxi. About 130 kilometers west of Shanghai. Beautiful mix of the traditional and the modern. We've seen its scenery. Now time to see how the riders race on its roads. 191 and out of the game there is Jan Kraus of Dukla Praha. And it's a fight for the front. 2 different trains on the front, left and right, into the final 3 kilometers. This is Villiers on the left-hand side. Dukla Praha with a couple of riders in the black jerseys. They've got the little bands, by the way. It's quite a minimalist kit. Black with the yellow helmets on, the yellow and red bands. On the right-hand side, some extremely strong riders from Lithuania riding those giant bikes. That's Riet Mudelfin team, another 3rd division team. There's the top team from the 2nd division here, from UCI professional continental level, and with a sprinter who started the Giro d'Italia at the start of the year, Jakob Mareczko. They're the favourites. 2.3 kilometres to go. Green jersey on the left-hand side, look out for him. Just trying to surf the wheels at the minute. He's lost a few teammates from Tabriz Petrochemical. And that's the problem here for the sprinters. If you do lose the wheel, if you do lose your team, it's 2 kilometres to go now. One team has control, and you're just going to have to be rather clever. Look for the lead-out man, look for the wheel to follow. They'll all be looking and fighting for the wheel of Jakob Mareczko. He's going to be the first man to go. He is at the back of the 5-man train on the left-hand side. Crouch low in that red bike, right at the right-hand side of the shot. 2 kilometres remain. Stage 1 of this 2016 Tour of Taihu Lake. 9 men went out at the break. This is Nippo Vini Fantini adding a bit of firepower to the front as well. Are they looking at Marini? Are they looking at Colli? That's the question. Colli can climb a little, even though he's a sprinter. He's won 5 or 6 stages in races in China previously. Godoy takes it up, the Venezuelan for Villiers Southeast. A couple of teams involved from China as well. Hangshang not far away. RTS Monton with riders in there as well. 1.5 Ks to go, approaching the Flamme Rouge now. A couple of riders from start in there too. Several blue jerseys. There's the best Chinese rider, second wheel. That is Zheng Zhaobiao. Did really well in this race last year, and he's going to be the man who is going to try and sprint, but it is really early still with 1.4 kilometers to go. Of course, the Chinese riders have to show their faces here, though. This is a huge event, and the development of Chinese cycling, we'll talk about much this week, is skyrocketing. 1.3 Ks to go, though, and it's a task just to hold on at the back for Jimajon Sidikov, the rider from Uzbekistan. Lead out hasn't been great today for Villiers Triestina Southeast. They've missed the wheels a little bit. Jakub Mareczko coming into the Flamme Rouge. There it is, 1 kilometer to go. He can find himself a little further back. He's got to move up already, and he's in danger of being boxed in. Left-hand side, right-hand side as we look at it now. So 1 kilometer to go. It should be 2 riders to lead out Jakub Mareczko. With 200 to go, he's the man who'll be launched. He is the man who'll be hoping to win this stage. He should win it. He's the best sprinter here, but it's a little bit chaotic coming into the final 800 meters. 3 different teams trying to look for it. Looking at Mareczko, he's the second man, and they're actually leaving it to a couple of other teams to try and do it. Here is Colli now trying to lead it out on the right-hand side for Nippo Vini Fantini. On the right-hand side too has Fonzi. Mareczko on his wheel, 500 metres to go, and the sprint is about to be lynched. Now you can see Mareczko in the right position. He's going to come around the wheel. He is about to hit the front, and he can see the finish light in sight. 2 hours, 20 minutes of racing. Mareczko does hit the front. Colli coming around him. It will be Colli to sprint for Nippo. Mareczko is there though. Surely it's his race. This is Mareczko all the way. And Jakub Mareczko takes stage 1 and continues where he left off at the Tour of Taihu Lake. So Mareczko was up there. It was chaotic in the end. Daniele Colli not far away for Nippo Vini Fantini. But it is all about number 44. 132, Massimo Graziato on the left-hand side had a go. Nicola Marini of Nippo Vini Fantini up there. So it is Mareczko, Marini, Zanotti with Parker, Bogdanovic completing the top 5. There's the winner. He had a bit of a disaster at his first Tour d'Italia this year. He said he learned a heck of a lot from this period of racing last year, though, the 22-year-old Italian. He's back. And a name that these Chinese fans will recognise. Jakub Mareczko of Italy wins stage 1 of the 7th Tour of Taihu Lake. What a good top 10 finish for Zhao Jingbiao as well. But the winner on the day, Jakub Mareczko, Marini in second, Zanotti third with Parker and Bogdanovic making up the top 5. So it's been a top day, an interesting day, and a day won by the main man, the man we expected. Jakub Mareczko then takes stage 1 of the Tour of Taihu Lake 2016.
And we're here at Lake Taihu to try to win some races, right?
So things calming down after the finish on stage 1 proper of the Tour of Taihu Lake. It won't be enough to go into the leader's jersey, by the way, the win for Jakub Mareczko. Just checking to see if everybody finished in the peloton, but that leader's jersey should stay on the back of Alexander Golovash. And it's a team job well done in the end for Villiers Triestina Southeast. It looked as though they might have just missed the boat towards the end with Yonder Godoy pulling so hard and the lead-out man not really following the right wheels, but Fonzi knew what he was doing. Fonzi dropped off Mareczko at just the right place. And the 22-year-old from Brescia did his job. There he is off to the podium. And if it continues like this all week, then well, he's going to have a long week of protocol. Time to begin the recovery straight away for stage 2. He should have put himself into the points jersey as well there. So we expect Mareczko to be up there receiving the stage win and the green jersey. And in just a few minutes, we'll begin with the podium ceremony. Well, such an early start today. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning and the race is over. A lot of these riders not particularly used to this time, but it didn't do them any harm with Mareczko coming through well. They're looking straight up. That long straight finish. It was a very, very good job. Extremely well done by Jakub Mareczko. So congratulations from all of those who tried to take the win off him. I think taking a win off him all week is going to be an extremely difficult job. I think once he hit the front, it would be a fairly easy task for Mareczko. Just looking for where the podium is. Mareczko on his way to receive his prize.
We're very excited to get underway with the 2016 Taihu Lake.
Jakub Mareczko has just won stage 1 of the Tour of Taihu Lake 2016. The 22-year-old Italian won this race overall last year, taking all 7 sprint stages and securing in spectacular fashion what was his first ever stage race win. A long way off that at this particular race, but he has 1 stage in the bag already. Played 1-1-1. Not a bad effort for Jakub Mareczko. He's off already to the podium ceremony. Last year he spent virtually all the week on the top there, taking all jerseys they could throw at him. This time he'll be taking the stage win as Calm returns to the finish line in Wuxi. He should also be taking the green points jersey. And it's been a really good end of the season for Jakub Mareczko. This will be his last race of 2016. Bronze medal at the World Championships, and this is how he did it. He was led out from the front by Giuseppe Fonzi. Second wheel, you could just see after he was led out by Daniele Colli, it was Nicola Marini. And there was no contest really, was there? Sprinter from Park Hotel, Marco Zanotti, another Italian, finishing third. Mareczko, though, once he hit the front, nobody was getting around him. And Luke Parker of the attack team Gusto finishing in 5th place. So arms up from behind, Villa Triestina Southeast knew they'd won. A team job finished off by their main man. Fonzi on the left-hand side, Mareczko hitting the front there with the yellow sleeves on. Behind in the orange, it was a difficult job for Marini. Unable to pull it off, Mareczko certainly was. So the sun's shining down. Still a little misty, as you can see. Race will move on to stage 2 next. We'll wait for the podium ceremony. Just a reminder of where we're going. We're off to the Taihu Tourist Resort in Wuxi. Around 150 kilometers away from here. Another circuit race, starting out and finishing at the same place. A little bit of a climb towards the end, but nothing too much. It should again suit the sprinters before we go to the main hilltop finish of this race on stage 3 in Anji. Jakub Mareczko's had a great start at Taihu. Can he carry it through the week? He certainly sounded in good spirits when we spoke to him on the eve of the race. 18 consecutive days of racing last year at this stage of the year between Taihu and this race itself. You can see a couple of the local journalists speaking to him. Mareczko giving his first impressions whilst he waits for the podium ceremony. That's Marini on the right-hand side. Racing for Nippo, good result for them. They've come here with an entire team of sprinters, really, to have a go. Marini, already a stage winner in Taihu Lake, really looking for his own opportunity for revenge in 24 hours' time. So we're just waiting for the podium protocol. Of course, it'll be worth the wait because we get to see Mareczko celebrating in style, I'm sure. Chance for him to pick up his jersey, which should be green today. And we'll see Alexander Golovash, providing that he has finished in the peloton in that orange jersey again. Podium ceremony then coming right up.
My name's Jay Dudden. I'm from the Australian Continental team St George Merida, and we're very excited to get underway with the 2016 Taihu Lake.
So this is the scene here in Wuxi. Tour of Taihu Lake Stage 1 has ended. And it's ended with the expected result. Jakub Mareczko in the lead, taking a win. Out there, and as the city wakes up, they'll be waking up to the news, if they didn't get themselves down here nice and early, the fact that the Italian doesn't yet lead their race, but he has been the first big winner. It's that huge orange stage on the right-hand side as you look down where the podium ceremony will take place. It looks as though 129 riders have finished the race today. So we may be 2 down. We'll get news on that as the evening goes through. Reasons to any withdrawals. Mechanical problems yesterday, remember, for Fredriksson on Galter. It hasn't been a great start for some, but no problems for Jakub Mareczko. Mareczko looking to continue what's been a really good end of the season for him and his team. Building up to, doubtless, another appearance at the Giro d'Italia next year, and with the 100th Giro d'Italia on the way, I think it's there he'll be looking to shine. It's difficult as a sprinter now. We are in somewhat of a golden age of sprinting. The likes of Cavendish still going, Kittel on top of the world, Andre Greipel as well, and even in Italy, Viviani, Guardini, as well as Giacomo Nizzolo, the reigning champion. It's very, very difficult for Jakub Mareczko to force his way into the reckoning. That bronze medal at the Under-23 World Championships won't have done him any harm whatsoever. So the Finnish paraphernalia still hanging around, just making sure there's not the last couple of riders to come across the line. And Lake Taihu looking rather splendid in the distance.
Hi, I'm Shinichi Fukushima, the team manager of the Nippon Vini Fantini. And this is a third race in China this year, and we try to hope, win the stages.
It's the Tour of Taihu Lake, showing off all of its beautiful scenery. It's not quite a day for the beach, it's certainly a day for watching cycling. Let's go and listen to the winner. Here's Jakub Mareczko.
Jakub, another win for you. You must be delighted. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm very happy for this victory here in Taihu Lake. This year I want to try win some stage here, and today I can do it.
Are you looking maybe for points jersey? You won the first intermediate sprint to get those points. Are you hoping for orange jersey maybe tomorrow?
Orange jersey it's hard to take it, but maybe the point jersey, I think that I can take it maybe.
And today it was very fast at the end, and a lot of people around you. Did you ever think you may not win today? Were you very confident all the time? How did you feel in the last kilometer?
Today I had got a good team that helped me in the final kilometers. Tedeschi in the first kilometer work Drapery, and in the last kilometer work Tedeschi, Fonzi and Andreato that pilot me in the final meters.
And looking at tomorrow's stage, maybe another win for you. Have you looked ahead? How do you think about tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow the stage is flat, it's for me, and maybe I hope to do the same that today.
Okay, Jakub, well done. Thank you very much indeed. Well done.
A very happy Jakub Mareczko. And he hasn't finished yet, he wants more tomorrow. This is stage one, with Jakub Mareczko beating Nicola Marini and Zanotti making up an entire Italian podium. Luke Parker of Australia in fourth, with Bogdanovic in fifth. Leo Duque, the Colombian, in sixth place. Graziato, Grossu, Metlushenko and Zhao making up the top 10, the top Chinese rider. He'll hold on to his red jersey. So Mareczko taking the lead on the day. Overall, nothing changes. Golovash now leads by 3 seconds ahead of Corari. Bailey in third, with Stacchiotti in fourth. Jakub Mareczko's bonus seconds, though, take him up to sixth place. Nicola Marini in seventh, with David Denok, Prus and Fonzi all making up the top 10. No change, though. Golovash will wear the orange jersey again on stage two. Jakub Mareczko to take the green jersey as expected. He took the first intermediate sprint. Added to the 10 points he took, of course, for winning on the line. Mareczko, Marini, Zanotti with Parker in fourth. And of course, all those prologue riders from the day before bumped down. Zhao still leads the Chinese classification for those 16 riders from Greater China. Wang Meiyin, who's just signed for Bahrain Merida, in second place, with Zheng in third. How about the blue jersey for the best young rider? Well, Jakub Mareczko has the blue jersey as well. Malev should keep the blue jersey on his back, however, for stage two. Mareczko leading by 3 seconds ahead of the man from Ukraine. So there are the classifications and the jerseys. They should all be presented in just a moment's time. It looks as though we're almost ready for that to happen. So be a very happy man, I think, Jakub Mareczko. He certainly sounded happy speaking down there to Tim Upton. He wants to repeat it again tomorrow. And he said, yes, the orange jersey is going to be hard. But you look at those bonus seconds, 10, 6 and 4 available on the line. If he pulls off a sprint like this particular one, if we go in the final 500 metres again today, then he'll have every chance of pulling on the orange jersey, at least just for one day. And there was Rafael Andriato and Giuseppe Fonzi leading out Jakub Maričko. Once he hit the front, he knew that Marini wasn't going to get around him. He was good enough to go twice in the end, just to make sure he had the win. Marini only really got into his wheel once. And it was so clear from the riders in 1-2 that there was actually a timed second between them and the rest of the peloton. So Maričko out sprinting his rivals. No competition really on stage win. It's Maričko from Marini from Zanotti. And we saw it overhead, but this was the look with around 200 meters to go. You could see that Maričko already on the front. As soon as that sign went by, that was the moment he hit it. Sticking on his line, sprinting well, fairly and squarely. Been a little messy in the lead out, but nobody deviating really from their line, and a very, very solid win for the young Italian. And here they are, the Italian trio. No problems with communication and how they'll celebrate everything up there. Maričko in the middle is the winner. On the right side, Marini in second place. And on the left, a very good result for the Park Hotel Falkenberg Continental team, with Marco Zanotti picking up the third place. Well, they're awaiting the official word from the organisers. That jersey presentation will begin. In the meantime, we'll remind you of the results on the day. This is the stage classification with Maričko first, Marini second, Zanotti third. Good result for Luke Parker. Bogdanovic Duque, who's actually registered with a French licence this year, even though he's still a Colombian sprinter, in sixth place. Duque, who throughout most of the season has been riding as road captain.
Find you when you throw away your bottles.
Yeah? Yeah. You don't say that.
No, they say today on the radio, if tomorrow you throw away your bottles.
Well, a little chat there about not throwing away bottles. UCI are already very hot on that, saying that they're going to be fined if there are any bidons thrown away in the wrong area. All about protecting the environment, of course, around this beautiful area of Lake Taihu. Park just to the top of the picture there. Walkway across the lake. Full of people yesterday afternoon on a Saturday afternoon, enjoying some sport. Plenty of bikes around, plenty of runners as well. Certainly be the same now that they've watched some competitive sport and been inspired to get on their bike on a Sunday morning. Wuxi hosting of the Tour of Taihu Lake is over for another year. And Alexander Golovash leaves Wuxi and continues our journey around the lake in the orange leader's jersey. Karim Khorrami is still up there for Tabriz Petrochemical, finishing in the peloton and maintaining himself at 3 seconds. Corin Bailey of Australia in third. Canals that runs into the city on the top of the shot there. Meantime, looks as though we're still not ready. Time just to go back and have a look at that last kilometre. It's all extremely wide roads, plenty of room for me to move up and change position. But it was that position that was held by Villa Triestina Southeast really well, in fact. You heard from him in the interview there, talking about the work Maričko done by Draperi, Fonzi, Andreato. Andreato allowed to get in Fonzi to lead out. Once we got up to the last 500 metres. Inside obscured a little by the trees. But anybody who wanted to be anybody had to be in good position by this point. You can see it was still Andreato just pulling them into this point. An attempt to move up by the Chinese team as well. Decent result in the end for Zhao Jingbiao. Wang Meiyin just before he leaves the team doing a good job. Andreato was done by this point, struggling to really close the gap. You can just see about 10 wheels further back. That's where Marichko was waiting. Always protected, always piloted, always looked after by Giuseppe Fonzi. The back of that trio of riders there, ready to have a go. Meantime, the orange jersey was safe in the pack, just looking down towards the bottom of the picture. Kept himself out of trouble and finished in the peloton to make sure he held his overall lead. It was Andreato finishing up. Villiers again using their team very, very well. Remember, it's only 6 maximum in each team here, so you have to use your resources sparingly. Once it came to that lead out, managed to just keep it going, keep the pace up to prevent any attacks. Here they waited for Vini Fantini to go with Daniele Colli. They followed him. Then it would be Fonzi to hit the front on the left-hand side, Marichko waiting to hit the front behind, and Nicola Marini alongside Marco Zanotti waiting on the wheel of Marichko. Marichko hitting the front there with 200 metres to go. Marini following behind with the orange and navy jersey with the orange and white stripe. Those two clearly getting a second over the rest. Zanotti good enough in the 3rd place. Easy win in the end. Uncontested. Jakub Marichko taking stage 1. So it sounds though we may have a chance to speak to our top Chinese rider. Zhao Jingbiao is down with Tim Ufton. Let's go and hear them from our top Chinese rider.
Hello, and we're here with you, and you're still in red. Are you very, very happy about still being in red?
今天拿到了红旗衫，是不是很高兴？在这个赛段。
当然，拿到这个红色领旗衫，对于今天还是比较高兴。也是在途中有所去尝试这个冲刺积分和最后的赛段冲刺。今天表现还不错。
Yes, very happy to get the red shirt today. During the competition, during the race, I tried to get some sprint, get the better result, but it's quite good today.
Yesterday you said you were feeling a bit tired. Were the legs much better today? Did you feel very good?
昨天你说就是你的腿可能不是太舒适，今天是不是感觉好很多，好一点？
对，通过昨天的高强度之后，今天的表现的话，对于身体的反应还是感觉不错，对。
Yeah, I feel better. Yes, yesterday it's a little bit tired, but today after the competition, during the competition, feel better now.
And looking at tomorrow, you're confident you'll keep the red jersey tomorrow as well?
明天你是不是会继续觉得会继续穿着这个红旗衫？
当然希望在后面的赛段当中，还是继续去保持这个红色领旗衫，也希望在红色领旗衫上去冲击更好的成绩。对。
Yeah, I hope in the next stage and other stages can keep the red shirt, and also want to get a better result.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done.
谢谢 Thank you.
That was Zhao Jingbiao talking to Tim Ufton. Thanks to Li Ye for the translation. And he leads ahead of his teammate, actually, Wang Meiyin. Same time. Wang Meiyin.
I'm Shinichi
off to the World
Fukushima,
Tour.
the team manager of the Nippo Vini Fantini. And this is a 3rd race in China this year.
So we're back with the podium right after this.
win the stages. Hi, I'm Shinichi Fukushima, the team manager of the Nippo Vini Fantini. And this is a third race in China this year, and we try to hope, win the stages.
So this is the scene here in Wuxi. Tour of Taihu Lake 2016 has gotten off to a rapid start with Jakub Manichko taking the stage. Alexander Golovash, winner of the Prologue, keeps his yellow jersey. Karim Komari still remains second, but he loses the green jersey. That's taken on by Manichko. And Zhao Jingbiao, who we just heard from, the best Chinese rider. We'll wait for all of those presentations to take place. And they'll do so under beautiful sunny skies. Range of weather for this event last year, and it looks as though we're forecast something similar this time out. 20 degrees today, but it feels quite a bit warmer than that out there at the moment. Not too much wind about. Perfect conditions for the race, and also for everybody to watch the prize giving, which is coming up in a moment's time. So that sounds like something positive happening down at the podium presentation. Start of the protocol's begun. It sounds as though all the riders are ready. So long introductions to the riders and VIPs has begun. Alexander Golovash will remain on the podium as leader, remember. Good day for Minsk Cycling Club. They rode hard to retain their jersey. They had to ride hard. It was such a difficult race to control as the brakes were going away at the start.
Hi, I'm Shinichi Fukushima, the team manager of the Nippo Vini Fantini. And this is a third race in China this year, and we try to hope, win the stages.
So as you look out to Lake Taihu, it's time to go down to the podium in just a minute's time.
Altna van Engelen of Parkhotel Valkenburg cycling team. It's definitely great to be here at Lake Taihu Cycling Tour.
The race leader on the podium, Alexander Golovash, remains in the orange leader's jersey at the 2016 Tour of Taihu Lake.
Let's welcome Mr. Tan Deming and Mr.
To be forgiven for getting a little too used to this, but he's going to have a job on his hands to keep the jersey for another day tomorrow. Jakub Manichko and the rest of the sprinters are closing in on those bonus seconds. Manichko, if he wins tomorrow, will take the jersey. We expect that will only be for a period of around 24 hours, the climb coming up after that. Another good day, though, for the rider from Ukraine. His team from Belarus have done a great job. Minsk Cycling Club, Belarus, with a great track cycling tradition. Some top riders on the World Tour, the likes of Kirienko, World Time Trial Champion in 2015. Minsk Cycling Club having the lead of the race. Oh, well, looks as though we've got another picture to be taken before he pops off to prepare for stage 2. So the orange jersey again for Alexander Golovash, who leads the Tour of Taihu Lake by 3 seconds. Time to meet today's winner. And if you've been following this race, certainly the edition 12 months ago, you'll know all about Jakub Madečko. So Jakub Madečko, winner of stage 1 proper of the Tour of Taihu Lake. He took 3 bonus seconds at the first intermediate sprint, 10 on the line. So he's just 6 seconds away now from the overall lead. And his mind this year is purely focused on stage wins. Well, he's been on to receive his stage win prize, but here's the points classification jersey that he'll be wearing tomorrow. And he's also going to be given a green helmet to take away as a souvenir. I think he might be taking a few of those back for his mates at the end of the week. We expect him to see him in this jersey throughout the week. Anything else, I think, realistically, for him and his team would be a disappointment. So Jakub Madečko in charge of the points classification after stage 1. More photos to be taken. He better get his pose face ready this week. In form and expected to do the job.
Thank you very much.
接下来颁发的是中国体育彩票蓝色领旗衫，获得2016第7届环太湖国际公路自行车赛无锡滨湖绕圈赛赛段蓝色领旗衫的运动员是马雷克斯·维利尔东南洲际队。
But maybe the point jersey, I think that I can keep it maybe.
And today it was...
And that comes Jakub Madečko.
好的，有请颁奖嘉宾，无锡市市卫生和计划生育委员会副主任吴建伟先生。 vivo 手机苏管区域品牌经理陈远红先生为获奖运动员颁奖。
This time Madečko will take the Best Young Riders jersey. But he owns it ahead of Timur Maliv. But Madečko, of course, cannot wear 2 jerseys tomorrow. He'll be wearing green. It should be Maliv looking after the blue jersey for him as the Best Young Rider. This is one of the clean sweeper jerseys he won last year. Best Young Rider points classification overall.
好的，感谢我们的颁奖嘉宾，请颁奖嘉宾与运动员合影留念。
So I hope he's brought an extra suitcase with him because he'll have plenty of those cuddly toys, helmets and big prizes to take home.
好的，感谢我们的颁奖嘉宾。
Either that or it's going to be a lot in excess baggage for Jakub Madečko at the end of the week.
Okay, one more photo.
So we've seen him in green. Here he is in the blue of the Best Young Rider. That jersey sponsored by the China Sports Lottery. A shout of grazie mille. Thank you very much in Italian from the announcer. He seemed happy with that. He can only be delighted with his first day's work here in China. Time for the best Chinese rider, Zhao Jingbiao.
The best Chinese rider classification is currently Zhao Jingbiao from Jumei, Penxiao.
He started the day at 10 seconds from the overall general classification lead of Alexander Golovash. He remains there. But he also remains the top Chinese rider. The Wisdom Hangsheng cycling team have had a good start. Wang Meiyin's up there as well.
Let's welcome Mr. Wu Zhuping and Mr. Zhang Zhi to award the leader of the best Chinese rider classification, red jersey, red flowers.
So he'll swap his red and white for an entirely red jersey again tomorrow. Red jersey, red helmet for him, courtesy of the sponsors. And Zhao will go off with another job well done. Nice to hear from him as well, speaking to Tim Upton a moment ago. Happy with his work thus far. The top 10 today.
好的，感谢我们的颁奖嘉宾，有请运动员与礼仪小姐合影留念。
观众朋友们，你的掌声呢？
So Zhao Jingbiao, best Chinese rider for the second consecutive day.
Thank you very much to Zhao Jingbiao.
接下来要颁发的是。
Hello, I am René Corella. I'm a rider for Starbucks Partisan, and we're here at Lake Taihu to try to win some races, right?
So the presentation ceremony just ending here at the Tour of Taihu Lake after stage 1. Just to recap, a great day for Jakub Maričko. He's taken the stage win. He wears the green jersey for the leader of the points classification. And he's also the best young rider, top of the 40 riders who qualified for the youth classification on the start line. Zhao Jingbiao's the red jersey for the best Chinese rider, and overall leader remains Alexander Golovash of Ukraine. Well, Lake Taihu is a picture. We'll have seen it plenty of times throughout this week. See it from all different angles, off into the hills. Really looking forward to that on stage 3 as well. Wherever you've been joining us around the world, we hope you'll continue to be with us all week. That climb to Anji certainly looks like it is going to be one of the beautiful scenic moments of this tour. As far as the competition's concerned, we've already seen who's top of the charts in terms of the sprinters. Nobody able to touch Maričko so far. Marini will be buoyed though. Good start from him, up in second place, maybe with a bit better of a lead out. They can put Southeast in trouble. Certainly the rest of the peloton, I think, will be hoping so. If that's the case, they'll all have a chance. But it's just day 2 of 8 here on the Tour of Taihu Lake. We'll leave Wuxi heading to Wuxing, the tourist area, for stage 2. Stage 2 from Buzhou Changxing up to the Taihu Tourist Resort at Wuxing. And on a hazy morning, Wuxi has played host to a rapid opening stage of this year's race. So we've seen the Grand Canal, we've seen the beautiful hills that you can see in the distance now on the lake. We've also seen some top racing today with Jakub Maričko, top of the charts.
Altna van Engelen of Parkhotel Valkenburg cycling team. It's definitely great to be here at Lake Taihu Cycling Tour.
Well, we're all done and dusted at the end of stage 1 of the Tour of Taihu Lake. There's the podium, family photo in fact, with the top 3 on the left-hand side, the jersey wearers. Jakub Maričko, stage winner, but it's all about the man in the middle in the orange jersey. Alexander Golovash leads for another day. Will he still have that jersey in 24 hours' time, though? That's the question. I have a feeling he might be passing it on to the man on his right, the Italian from Viglia Southeast. An all-Italian podium on stage 1, but an international lineup at the Tour of Taihu Lake. Stage 1 in Wuxi is over. Marichka the winner. It's a champagne moment at the end from me, Rob Hatch, all of the team here. Thanks for watching. Plenty more where this came from. See you in 24 hours' time for Stage 2. Goodbye.
So Alexander's still in the orange jersey. How does that feel to keep the jersey today?
По-прежнему сохранил оранжевую майку